Hi, everyone. This is PopPop. Welcome to my LitRPG world. And today I am with Shawn Weeks,
Hi, guys.
super fan, as it says, beta reader to the stars, dungeon master to the LitRPG community, and a wannabe author. Shawn, thanks for coming in and signing up as the second Shawn to make it onto the interview screen. Two down, I don't know, 1,400 to go.
There's a couple of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a few. And at least two of you spell the name right. Isn't that? I'm going to get in a lot of trouble for that comment.
It's the phonetic non-ethnic version that actually sounds like it's spelled.
There you go. And there's a story to the other one as well, but I won't get into that. I already did that on the Shawn Hall, so we don't have to repeat things. So tell me a little bit about Shawn Weeks and your involvement in LitRPG.
So I started my fascination with LitRPG. I think it was somewhere in the 2019-ish. I came across the land, and I was like, "Wait, this is everything I've been looking for." Because, I was in that stage of life, still am to a certain extent, right, where I've built up a career. I'm doing some really cool things. I have little kids. I have no time to do all of the things that I love doing, like playing, hundreds of hours onto lit RPGs or onto RPGs, right? And so I'm like, but how can I get that fix again? And I read a book and I was like, you can do this in a book? This is awesome. I can read this book in 3 hours. I can commit 3 hours to a book series. I can't commit, 300 hours to my favorite video game, right? And so just with like kind of the demands of life and family and that sort of thing, I was like, wow, this is such a cool way to get that kind of similar experience and that similar genre. And the genre itself just felt so approachable, accessible, I don't know, like real, but it was just like, these are books written by people like me who love this stuff, and you can tell like from the way the authors write, like just how much passion they put into what they're doing and what they love and those sorts of things. And so I don't know, I just kind of fell in love with it, and then finished the land, and then just everything else that was out there I just started chewing up and
you rabbit holed like
I went so hard down the rabbit hole, and then I really got extra sucked in. I think it was when Jez had just written Brightblade, and I don't know, I'd had a hard time with the last book I'd read. It had just kind of frustrated me, like the editing was so poor and that kind of thing. And I read Brightblade, and it was such a good story. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love this story. And so Jez popped up on a forum, and I said hi, and then we started chatting, and then we like ended up having whole long conversations, and got invited to beta read for him after I think starting with his second or third book, and kind of just started beta reading for him. Because I used to, I was a historian before I went into medicine. Now I'm an acupuncture doctor who, specializes in neurological stuff and stab people till they feel better. And then, but I got to, I had, from the history degrees, I got a lot of practice writing and that kind of thing. And so it was really fun to get to use that skill set again, and just kind of helping make some things make more sense and catching typos and things like that. And I don't know, just kind of kept going and have been beta reading for others since, and it's been a ton of fun. I really love it.
Yeah, Jez was my second, or maybe my first, well, pretty close after Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Oh yeah.
I did a little bit of research, and I read, volume 1 of He Who Fights with Monsters. And I went through the normal the normal beginnings of each volume one, and then I ran across Age of Stone.
Oh, that's a good one.
And just fell hard. I mean,
right.
I binged those 8 books before the con, and again, he's very approachable. Jez is super approachable, and one of the best out there.
Oh yeah, he's a great dude, and the amount of words that man manages to churn out is just phenomenal.
when we were sitting in the lobby and he came around the corner, I looked up and I saw him and said, "Oh my God, Jez!" I go, "Your books are so dense. Probably not the right word to use without context,
right?"
Because everyone fell down, or just about everyone fell down laughing until I really said that he just put so much onto his pages.
Oh, it's amazing.
It is just so much information, so much action, so much everything. And
that man can write an action thing. He's great.
And when I look at Underverse, when I look at Arise, it looks to be the same. I haven't gotten to those yet. So who else have you beta read for?
So at this point, I've beta read for pretty much all of the Legion authors.
Hold on for a sec. We have to. All right, go. So who have you beta read for?
So I've beta read for pretty much all of the Legion authors at one point or another. So Michael Head, Brian Norden, others.
There you go.
I'm trying to think. I'm just now finishing, or I just finished up a beta read for Aoife and Rachel. So for Cooper Y. They have a new series coming out that I got to chime in for. I've had some cool chances to read for Lars Machmüller, who that's another just class dude that I really enjoy. I'm super excited. He's coming to. He's Theft of Decks is his, and then I got to know him through the Wayward Bard, the World of Chains series, which was one of my absolute favorites. And so I got to, earlier this year, I got to beta read the last book for it, and that was a lot of fun.
That is a nifty thing. I don't know if I'd ever be able to beta read because I don't have the ability just to concentrate on one thing and accomplish it because I read slow and over time. So give me deadlines, I'm not going to be good at that. So
yeah,
I'm glad there are people like you that can do that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's something I really enjoy, and it's great if it gets to be helpful, or you can catch that one thing that wait, doesn't he supposed to do this before he does this? And it's one of those. It's what's funny to me is, I mean, I guess it's our audience, right? But it's amazing to me how many people will catch little glitches or inconsistencies with numbers in stats or whatever, and they're like, well, actually 2 books ago you said it was supposed to progress at this rate, and in this book it should be. And I'm like, I think that's cool, and it speaks to our audience, right? It takes a gamer nerd to be like, oh, I need to find the exploit in the systems. And that, I love it. I love our genre. I love our people. It's awesome.
So I do too, and I've only been in it since January. So just think how much I still have to learn and do and grow. When I did my little bit of research before this, you were one of the DMs.
Yes, I was
at LitRPG Con 1, the first initial one in Denver back in July.
That was
how did that come about? How do you become a LitRPG dungeon master?
I mean, I volunteered. I've gotten to know. I've been to a lot of different, not LitRPG Con because that was the first one, but LitRPG has often kind of been an appendix on a couple other cons.
Correct.
And so since Jez and I had become friends, and I was like, hey, he's coming for Dragon Con, that'd be really cool to go hang out in person. So I went to, I think it was Dragon Con 23. I think it was 2023. And I got to meet a bunch of just really wonderful people and make friends with them. And then I've seen several of them again at, Jordan Con. And there's something pretty special to just getting to like hang out in the hotel bar, talking, having
Agreed.
drinks, just enjoying getting to know people and being friends. And again, that is one of my absolute favorite things about this genre is that we're people. The authors are people, the fans are people, and I think that's why LitRPG Con to me had so much magic that it was just people who love stuff geeking out together, because the authors are fans too, and I love it, and so it's awesome.
And they'll talk to you. They talk to me. What the heck?
Exactly, right? It's like, wait, but I actually hung out with him. Like, so I volunteered to help out with LitRPG Con. And that's one of the things that I volunteered to do was to run some games for people. And I love the Fallout franchise.
Okay.
The zaniness and wackiness of it just brings joy to my heart. And they made a TTRPG. It's a 2D20 by Modifius TTRPG version of Fallout, and it made me really happy. And so, and I have a group here that, sometimes I'm the DM and I'll run it, and sometimes someone else is the DM, they run something else. But, I just had a lot of fun running it, and I was like, I will make a one shot for LitRPG Con. And that created, I think, one of my absolute favorite memories of like one of my like core LitRPG Con memories was running.
Who did you have at your table?
So I had Jeffrey Falcon Logue and Jay Krause were at my table, as well as a couple more of the fans. And there was a moment. So Fallout, most people are familiar with it, but it's, post-apocalyptic wasteland. Mm-hmm. But it has a combination of both super dark and super silly is kind of its brand. And so for the adventure, I had them chasing down they're like a group that was trying to prove themselves to the local town by getting rid of some of these raiders that were showing up. And these raiders had a fondness for explosives and making things go boom. And they had a little encampment called Boomtown, right? And I'd set it up so that, they had to go through some stages to find the way to Boomtown, and there's some traps along the way that they had to disarm, and pretty standard A to B type stuff. But one of my favorite moments was the sign, in front of this really ratty palisade that was barely keeping anything out. There's like a misspelled sign, "Welcome to Boomtown," and there was a mannequin, a headless mannequin with very large mammaries next to the sign, like, "Welcome to Boomtown," right? And so the sneakier guy sneaks up and, is peeking through the fence, like sees some of the raiders, and they're like, "Okay, we'll come back and we'll try to sneak in." And he's like, "And as I walk by the big mannequin, I give it a slap." And I was like, "You give it a slap, you hear a click. It was a booby trap."
And that's why you're a DM.
And there you go. So that is a sense of the terrible humor that you will find in
but that fits in with Fallout. Exactly. So that's exactly what it needs to be.
That's exactly awesome. So that was one of my favorite moments.
What are you reading right now?
Let's see.
If you have enough time to put that many books into 30 seconds. I'm kidding.
I know, right? Well, if we skip the boring medical texts that I've been reading about concussions and brain injuries, and brain networks and stuff, I'm on audiobook. So my driving book is, I've been going through getting caught up on the Azeroth Healer by Rhaegar. So I'm on book 3 now. which I just love that series. And Andrea Parsnow is just one of the greatest narrators of all time. Her voice is just magical, and I'm amazed at what it can do always. And then let's see, my next to-do list is I want to get caught up on Shawn Dunning's superpowers, the supergenetic superpowers. So, Shawn Solidarity.
That's a good thing.
It's a good thing. And Shawn Dunning's a great guy. I like him a lot. So that's probably next on my read list. And I think I'm also working on a beta read. Oh, what?
Go back to jazz, and you mentioned audiobooks. Now, I am not a big audio person because I don't process the same as I do with my ears, and then by sitting with that book in my hands. But it just so happened that I had an Audible credit.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happened that a Legion Publishing ad showed up on my feed.
Of course.
And I checked, and I saw that Helligers did the narration for Age of Stone.
Oh, he did. And he did great.
I downloaded Age of Stone.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to listen to that. Since I've read it, I know what's coming.
Yeah, exactly.
And I appreciate it without having to rely upon it as a first impression.
Well, and it's a different story too in audio form than it is like
in your brain.
In your brain, it just hits a little different. And so I actually have done that with several series where I read them first and then went back and listened to the audio, and it was just kind of a cool way to experience it. And Neil's phenomenal. Although I think my absolute favorite Neil book is the Oshbob duet by Kevin Sinclair. Neil narrated that, and it's from the Artem collaborative,
right?
That those guys did, and those books are phenomenal. I haven't
gotten to those yet.
I loved Kevin's books. They were great. The Rise of Oshbob was just such a compelling character, but he also had these support characters that made Oshbob the great character that he was. And so, and then Neil's voices for it were just perfect. And then the other Artem series they're all a lot of fun to read as well. And so I really enjoyed that. But then again, I like me a big slice of cyberpunk every now and again too. So
that I still have to get used to, and I will. I'm big on the apocalyptics.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the apocalypses are fun. Have you read Charles Dean, the Apocalypse Regression, I believe?
No. Now, see, the weird thing is, I was not into regression as well, but I'm trying to reschedule a talk with Dominic Ruiz, who did Return of the Wind Mage. Okay. Return of the Wind Mage was my first regression.
Okay.
And I'm like, I always was like, well, that's just dumb, going back into the past. And what do you do? But he set up, enough of a conflict, and it's just not a perfect world for the regressor.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, this is cool. So I gobbled up book one, and I'm awesome. Like, oh God, more books, a whole nother area. Why did they do this to me? So right. I'm doomed. I'm doomed. So now I need to do that as well. So I can do regression apocalypse as well.
Oh,
so
good.
It's a horrible situation.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's see. Now, aspiring author.
Yeah.
Tell me, what are you aspiring about?
So I'm working on a book. It's called Lucky. The main character is it's a luck-based character. And this one I'm trying to keep kind of as I started writing, my daughter, she's 10 now, she was like 8.5, 9 at the time, and she was like, "Can you write a book that I can read?" I was like, well, there goes all those ideas.
There you go.
There's way too many potty words in that book.
No more pages.
So I'm like, all right, let's write one that will be acceptable for 10, 11-year-old, at least, as far as content filters are concerned. um the target's more an older audience, but it's something that won't be like horribly traumatic or offensive to a 10-year-old. But the goal is, or the storyline is around a girl who has she's their system. There's hidden stats like luck that most people don't have access to, so as you level and get points, you can add them to, strength, or you can add them to wisdom or willpower or whatever, right? But as you're developing, when her stats unlock, like the system is such that you're statless while you're a child. And then when you turn 19, all your stats unlock, and then basically your life starts. It's kind of a protective mechanism for kids, but also and it serves as kind of your coming of age story, right? And so you turn 19, your stats unlock, and then you go decide what you're going to do with your stats. And what you've been doing up to that point gives everybody starts with a different amount of stats based on what they've been doing up to that point. And her whole dream is she wants to join the Adventurers Guild, and they have some minimum stat requirements. And she was like, okay, I'm going to, be ready. I'm going to prepare. I'm going to be a great adventurer. And then on her unlocking day, she gets an error. All of her stats get reset back to like a baseline of 5, which is terrible. And they're grayed out, and she can't access them, and the only stat she can access is luck. And so she just starts dumping more and more points into luck, and as her luck grows, like her arc changes, and she has to learn how to use luck to compensate for a lack of other stats. And she can slowly grow her stats, through like push-ups and physical training and mental training and things like that. But the only stat she can actually put points in is luck. And so it's kind of the snowball of her story and quest to become an adventurer.
I think that's pretty cool to have the emphasis on a functioning luck skill.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times, even though we have main characters who can put points into luck, it's always like, well, I don't know what the hell this does, but I'm going to put it in anyway because it seems to do. And a lot of authors just don't really concentrate on the luck, at least that I've seen so far. Maybe they're out there,
Yeah.
But I mean, I like the concept, so keep going.
There's a few out there, but to me, it's like, how do I make the world a giant Rube Goldberg machine so that it's unlikely, but
it could happen.
How did that happen? And so for me, that's been kind of the fun of writing this book. And I write slowly because I have lots of other obligations.
Yep.
And, I've been teaching lectures on the acupuncture technique I developed and stuff. But on my like 1 day a week, when I get to finally like have my writing hours, I'm like, yay, it's a book.
That's a
someday.
Someday, somewhere.
My hope is to try to finish up at least try to finish the rough draft by the end of this year, and then do some edits and things like that. And I'm hoping to be able to roll something out, or at least have something in presentable form by next LitRPG Con. That's the goal.
Yeah, now we have to like and subscribe. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy this conversation with Shawn Weeks. One thing, what do I want to ask you? I had it in my head. Con 2 coming up in July of 2026. You're going to be there?
Absolutely.
Not being there?
Absolutely.
Are you going to be a volunteer again?
That's the hope. I had so much fun running games that if they let me run games the whole time, I will.
Tell Geneva.
Oh, yeah.
That you want PopPop at your Fallout table.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
And I'll see if I can destroy the world like I did 30 years ago or 40 years ago when I played D&D in college.
I'll make sure to leave you some good red buttons
is
to
there
push.
anything else you want to chat about real quick? Put it on you.
I mean, I'm just loving being part of this community. I mean, that's awesome, right? You
It
encountered
is.
LitRPG this year.
I did.
And
And
it's
I fell
transformed
hard.
your life. You're now talking with, some random dude from New Mexico, and I love it, man. I love this community. I love the people. I love what we're doing, and more power to all the Shawns out there.
And we're gonna go. And I'm gonna tell you right now. So I'll make this a little blurb. After I'm done with the Shawns, I'm coming for the Ryans.
Oh, dun
Yeah,
dun
how about
dun.
that? They spell all their names right, or the same at least. And Maxwell, I've already interviewed him, so he's had a head start on
Nice.
that. And again tonight, even though this is not going to get out today because I have to edit, watch, and all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah.
I am actually getting interviewed by Rec Well tonight.
Oh, so
over
cool.
on Richie Stevens' Chat and Stats YouTube page.
Love it.
I am submitting to a live interview.
Well, good luck.
See how that goes. And I do appreciate you coming on. And
Yeah,
I'm going to
for sure.
see if I can end up this wonderful little wrap up like I always try to do. So, Shawn, Dr. Weeks, thanks for joining me for our conversation today. Number 2 of the Shawn Conversations. This is PopPop. Thanks for joining me in my LitRPG world. And as always, stay off my lawn.